All right, guys. Ian and Ben from South Coast Disc Golf. We got 2015 End of the Trail Classic, the final 9. And Ben, you're out there filming these guys?
Yeah, I actually played the tournament with the rest of the amateurs, and then was able to catch this final 9 between 4 of my favorite players. It was an awesome time to watch.
Yeah, I got Steve Rico, Nico Locastro, Bobby Musick, and Michael Moulton, all currently residing in California.
Yeah.
And Nico's from the Midwest.
Sure, originally from Missouri.
Yep. And looks like Steve's got a 2-stroke lead over Nico going into the final 9. Bobby's 2 back of that, and Michael 2 back of that. And Michael's a young up-and-comer.
Yeah, I think he's 16. His whole family plays. You see him out at tournaments a lot in California. And he's sponsored by Latitude 64 now. Amazing talent.
Right on. So we're on a hole 1, 775. This is a Safari hole. You're playing around this huge, it's like a 911 complex, right, for emergency calls?
Actually, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Some kind of sheriff's thing. But everybody's going to go to the right side around, and that's Steve Rico bombing it out there.
Yeah, that was kind of unique. The guys started talking about it. Some of the Masters players first, they did their final 9 right before, and were saying go right. Everybody else was playing left of the complex.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I've seen in past years. I've gone left of it.
Yeah, that's where the original hole 1 actually plays. This is way off to the side.
That was Nico's pull. Ended up a little left, and we got Bobby Musick. It's been good for a real long time. Got an interesting throw, but it sure works for him, Ben.
Yeah, Bobby used to play for Innova. I've actually kind of been a low-key fan of his for a while. He's got pretty smooth form, and it's not maybe the biggest arm in the world, but he gets it done, and he's been really highly rated for a long time.
Yeah, grew up right next to La Mirada, which I think you got to account for some of the goodness right there.
Sure.
And here's Michael Moulton.
Yeah, I also want to give a shout-out to Michael's brothers. One of them helped out with the Meet the Pros video, doing second camera, just right on the whim.
Nice.
And I think his youngest was kind of having us take some pictures to help promote the La Viega Snack Shack, too, and that was pretty cool.
Nice, man.
Yeah.
So it looks like Steve is up first with the second shots. Throwing another hyzer, kind of a mild one, getting around the rest of this complex.
Yeah, I think if Nico had the shot over, they might have played it a little flatter. You can see how Nico really got pinned up against all the foliage and fence.
Yeah, not much you could do there other than a hyzer out of there.
Yeah. So on such a long hole as this, it's better to put yourself in an open position like you can see Bobby has.
Exactly. So this is Bobby's second shot, and he's still probably not going to be able to get to the pin. That's a big ante, though.
No, it says 775 as the distance, but I think even as the crow flies, it's probably closer to 1,000.
Yeah, that's a big one. Michael Moulton, his second pull, also throwing a big sky ante. Getting some late fade.
Oh, yeah.
Very nice toss.
Yeah.
And Nico, looking at his third shot. And he might be able to reach the pin from there. It's kind of down there past all those trees in the middle of the screen.
Yeah, this one's kind of hard to see until the very end. There it is, pink coming in, center of the screen, and there's the basket.
Yeah. Looking at Bobby's third.
Bobby has a nice elevation advantage here.
Yeah.
I think he meant to put it up on the hill.
We'll give it to him, right?
Sure. Yeah. And it looks like he clipped that tree, but he had a good chance to have a chance at 3.
Gotcha. This is going to be Steve Rico's third shot.
Or I guess that would have been a chance at 4.
Yeah. Steve looks like he hung it out a little bit wide right, man.
Yeah, a little bit of glare issue going on in these first couple holes.
Yeah,
hard to see.
It was super bright out there. Looking at Michael Moulton's third shot. Looking to get up and down for a birdie. Or, this plays like a par 5 anyway.
Yeah. I think they were originally... I don't know.
Yeah.
I think most Safari holes is par 4s automatically, but this one really should be a 5.
Yeah, it's a final 9 par, doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Looking at Bobby's fourth shot. Just looking to get up and down for a 5. Should be able to do that with that upshot.
Oh, yeah.
And this is going to be Steve Rico's fourth shot, a long jump putt.
Yeah, but...
Wow.
Ooh.
I didn't think he was going to get that close. That was a good run.
Nothing's too long for Steve Rico.
Seriously, man. Looking at Michael's fourth, looking to get up and down for his 5.
Plays it a little bit aggressive, and
He hit the tree coming out on the
I
ceiling?
think he clipped it a little bit, yeah.
It's a longer putt for 5 than he wanted.
Absolutely.
This is going to be Nico for, I believe, a 4 or 5.
Nico exhibiting a kind of safe run there.
Yeah.
Safe run, aggressive layup.
Mm-hmm. And it's going to be Michael for a 5. Oh.
Donk. Yeah, Michael just left himself a longer putt than he wanted. I'm sure he's kicking himself about that upshot.
Exactly. Steve cleans up his 5. Michael with a 6. Bobby with a 5. And I believe Nico got a 5 as well.
Yeah. I edited this, so I'll confirm. All 5s except for Michael's 6.
There we go. Thank you. So that lead is still for 2 for Steve Rico. And that's going to bring us to another long hole, hole number 2. And this one's about 650. Thank you, Andy Parkinson, for the hole distances. Good looking out, man.
Yeah, thanks, Andy.
Yeah, big CCDG supporter. Really great guy, too. If you ever run into him, I'm sure you'll agree.
Yeah, actually, I just met him at the SF Safari the week before, and then ran into him at this tournament, and really friendly off the bat.
Yeah.
See him for years down the line.
Yeah.
I'm sure I'll be coming back to this tournament for a while.
For sure. So we got Steve Rico lining up what looks like a backhand roller with that angle to the tee pad, Ben.
It is. Check this out.
Ooh, nice.
Yep.
And gets it down. It's tracking towards the basket, but that's not the one
Not
past
that
one.
basket.
Yeah.
Not that basket. It's in the distance.
Yeah.
Probably another couple hundred feet.
Yeah. Nico, looks like we also got a backhand roller coming up here. Woo! That was squeaky, Ben.
Shaped it really tight.
Wow.
Let style.
That paid off, though. That stayed clean.
Yeah.
Great
Yeah, Nico and Rico were discussing that shot before, and you can't really hear it, but after Rico does it, Nico goes, "Why'd you steal my shot?"
That's awesome. Bobby also has a great roller game, but opts for the air shot.
He opts for the air shot, and it kind of burns him here.
It did, huh?
He clips the branch and then hits the tree on the skip. It's unfortunate.
Yeah, shorter than he wanted. I mean, it's not terrible, but it's he definitely could have gone farther.
Sure.
Michael
Well, he's going to
Moulton-
leave himself a long shot for birdie.
Yeah, no, very true.
Michael's actually throwing an air shot here.
What? Wow. There it is.
There it comes down. That's a big Anheuser. Kind of hard to tell really how long that is.
Yeah.
That's a big shot.
That kid throws far.
He throws really far. In fact, him and Nico were kind of making jokes with each other about their distance.
Is he the one that aced hole 16 at De La?
Not just recently.
But like Masters Cup, right?
I think so. Yeah.
That's a 430-foot shot. That's impressive.
Oh, yeah. It's big. Oh my gosh, I forgot this is going to get cut out because it's going to get muted, but that's Jerry Goff who's caddying for Bobby saying, "Yeah, you said you couldn't hit the backside of a barn."
And then he hits the shed.
Exactly what he did.
Oh, man, too funny. That was Michael's second shot through a forehand. This is Steve's second shot after that great roller.
Nice forehand by Michael.
Uh-huh. Comes up a little short left from Steve.
Yep.
And Nico trying to capitalize, see if we can get a stroke on Steve right here.
Nothing out of Steve's range, but yeah,
Yeah.
Nico's in really prime position right here, and coasts a putter, it looks like, probably a wizard.
Yeah, beautiful up.
I know there's probably a lot of speculation about what Nico's throwing these days, being that he's, supposedly throwing a mixed bag, which he is.
You can't get in that bag, though, man. He won't let you.
No.
He keeps it on lock and key.
That's right.
I've tried.
But I have heard him talk about throwing wizards,
Yeah.
and I will confirm that he threw a turn a few times.
Yeah,
Like-
I've seen an enforcer in there. He's got such a random collection. I kind of like it. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
That's Michael just laying it for a 4 after Bobby was laying it for a 4. And this is going to be Steve for a 3. Needs us to keep pace with Nico. Steve Rico doesn't miss putts, Ben.
He's the King Cobra, man. He just coils up and he just nails that
Dude,
shot.
it's so true. It's so the Steve Rico putting style.
He doesn't drink King Cobra, he is the King Cobra. It's Andre Nicotino once said.
Bobby for his 4. Makes good right there. I was talking with Steve about Own's putting, and Steve's like, man, she puts like a guy. I'm like, dude, she puts like you. It's true, man. You ever watch Owen Scoggins putt, and she slams him just like Steve.
He is an amazing putter.
For sure. No doubt about that one. As a Jeffrey Yunker acting as a MC / tour guide around the course.
Yeah, he did a great job of it, too. You know, the guy's got a great speaking voice and can be loud without, tripping on his words.
Yeah, for sure. So Steve's still with that 2-stroke lead. Bring us to hole 3, 380. And what's the OB here, Ben?
So this is a cool hole. I don't know if you can really tell. Probably not until you get up there. But the OB is probably 20 feet or less behind the basket. And you can see it's a narrow 380 that they have to throw.
Okay. Basket's just straight ahead?
Straight ahead, yeah. Right through there. Right where Steve's going.
Oh, yeah. That was pretty good.
Yeah.
Nice shot, Steve.
Weaving the rival, as one is wont to do.
Yeah. And Nico up next, and Steve's putting the pressure on him.
Oh, yeah.
Make up some ground.
I know Nico's feeling this. You know, he could tell Steve pimped that shot.
Yep. Oh, Nico hung it out wide.
I think he was trying to get something to turn over, and it may have clipped that branch and just slowed it down enough that it never really turned over.
He stayed in bounds, though, correct?
He did, yeah. But he's pretty short.
Mm-hmm. Bobby throwing a hyzer flip. Tracking towards the basket. Going to finish a little short right.
Yeah.
No shame at all in that one.
Not at all.
And Mike throwing a trident. What's that? Do you know, Ben?
The Trident, true. The Trident is a fairway driver, kind of slow for the fairway drivers and kind of overstable. Maybe a slower Banshee.
Huh. Unless you're Michael Moulton, and then you turn it over.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's possible it's kind of worked in at this point. The way he
true.
threw it, I was kind of thinking the same thing. Like, wow, that didn't seem all that overstable.
Yeah.
But it could be broken in a little.
Gotcha. Nico's second shot needs this because Steve's probably going to birdie and doesn't make it.
But, a player like Nico probably knows you can make up 2 strokes pretty easy on any of these long safari holes.
Yeah, especially with this OB lurking around.
Yeah, so no sense in going OB right now.
Mm-hmm.
You probably figured better chance of missing than making it, so play it safe.
Oh, Bobby just high on that birdie run.
Yeah.
That was looking good.
And if the crowd hasn't picked up, Bobby is kind of wedged between Michael and Nico. So he's got an outset chance at competing for first and a chance at competing for second.
Mm-hmm.
But Michael could also catch him, and right there he picks up a stroke.
Sure does.
Very good birdie for the young player.
And speaking of birdies.
Speaking of birdies, that's an easy one.
That's a great drive from Steve. Almost went long, but just parked it instead.
Yeah.
Oh.
But, that's probably one of those risks you want to take. Nico's getting a 3 right there, and if Steve goes long, he still probably makes that putt and pushes.
Absolutely. Oh, that's true, huh?
Yep.
So Steve's lead is going to be up to 3 now after 3 holes.
And peekaboo, looks like Bobby's putting with a hunter.
Oh, okay. Right on. Legacy Steve Rico playing with confidence. We're on to hole 4. And what are we looking at, Ben?
The bunker hole. Now,
this hole. Oh, man.
Famous or infamous, depending on who you talk to.
Yeah.
Buddy of mine, Brandon Renault, shot out, aced this one.
Really?
Side, yep.
Wow.
Different position, though, a left position.
Okay.
Now, the thing is, there's a bunker on the front and the back, and they're about the same size. And Rico's just going to lay up. That sign says drop zone. That's your drop zone.
Mm-hmm. And the
so
top is what, like 20, 30 feet wide, if that? Hard pan?
The top of it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you've got maybe a 20-foot stretch across, and although it goes really wide, now Michael almost parks it and happens to roll all the way back down, which is nice. Because that's closer than the drop zone. So the way bunker rules work, for anybody who hasn't heard before, is instead of taking a penalty stroke, you go to the drop zone throwing 2 instead of 3.
Nico throws a really big hyzer, Ben.
Oh, yeah.
He was going for it, wasn't he?
Similar to Michael's, and you can't see it that well, but it just rolled out of frame, and he says, nice layup, real professional.
Nice.
Him and Michael had exactly the same thing, pretty much.
Gotcha.
Almost parked it, settle for a layup for 3. In fact, they've actually put themselves close enough to the bunker to have a long jump putt.
Gotcha.
Bobby, same thing. Bob's just inches short, and this time he gets caught up by the bush, so he has to go to the drop zone.
Okay. So Bobby from the drop zone. This is not an easy shot to stick up there.
See, that is not an easy layup. Like Ian said, it's only about 20 feet up there across.
Oh.
Bobby puts it real close and just sets it right there.
Nice work.
Oh, yeah.
That's a scary shot right there.
And you see Steve? This isn't out of his range.
Yeah, you're right, huh?
You could put it in for 2.
Yeah. There is even OB on the other side, too, if you roll down too far.
That's true also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looking at Michael's second shot. Look like he's lining this one up.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
Ooh. I guess it's not out of Michael Moulton's range either.
Yeah, I guess not.
Get the safe side, so it paid off.
Nice. And Nico's lining this one up.
Nico's looking like that time he nailed an eagle at the Worlds.
Oh.
Very close.
Just short. They were teasing that one, Ben.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah.
So you can see how narrow this top is right here.
Yeah. I mean, that might not even be 20 feet.
I don't think it is. Yeah.
The rope on... Yeah, there's something up with... Oh, that's actually a 30-foot rope, or a 10-meter rope that you see...
Oh, sure.
Going towards the middle. You can see the right rope just barely.
Mm-hmm.
Where all the flags are.
And there's a bunker on the other side with the left flags.
Right.
Yep. So everybody cleaning up pars there. Pretty good, honestly. That hole's scary.
I will admit, I made it on top, safe, during the one round that we got to play it. 30 feet out. You better believe I laid that up.
That's some smart golf, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm impressed. I would have been tempted.
So this is 650 downhill, but pretty much unreachable, even for the big arms.
Is it playing out to that little kind of peninsula when there's water type thing?
Yeah. It's on top of this hill.
Okay.
That's maybe, 30 feet high.
Yeah, so it's basically in line with the major line of trees you can see about 650 out.
Right, on the left.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, on the left.
And you probably won't go OB left. It is there, but you'd have to somehow miss all those trees.
Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of room out to the right to work, so that's probably where you're going.
Right. Now that complex is still out of bounds right, and you guys won't hear this either, but...
You're OB.
He clearly hides it out, but anyway, Nico goes, OB, you're OB. Just messing with him.
Michael's up second. Throwing a hyzer flip with an enforcer.
This is a crush.
Dang.
Not a disc craft crush, but
No.
really far.
Enforcers are stable too, man.
Oh yeah. You may have seen Wysocki throw one.
Yeah, he throws forehands a ton. Mine is, I have one in the bag. It's crazy overstable.
Oh, yeah.
Nico throwing a flex shot.
Yeah, taking a pretty similar line with a little more Anheuser.
Yeah, beautiful.
Boy, goes.
Nico throws far too.
This is where Nico goes, tough crowd, because they just went crazy for Michael, and then he throws pretty much the same shot, and they're kind of like,
That's awesome. Bobby throwing a hyzer flip per the usual.
Nico Locastro, you build up such a reputation for throwing bombs that people are like, oh, he only threw it 500 feet.
Exactly. Yeah, he's got high expectations.
Yeah.
Looking at Steve's second shot, he finished far right hand side of the fairway, and just laying up to the pin, which is right on top of that mound. That's a pretty good second shot from Steve.
Good layup.
And looking at Bobby's second. Ooh, that roll out or stay?
Yeah, that rolled down.
Yep. It's a really tough green to stick it on.
Yeah, I feel like it's tougher than it looks. I played this tournament 2 years in a row and had to put it on that hill, usually from a closer placement, but
Yeah.
And right after that shot, Nico goes, that might have actually helped you out a bit, because Michael just hit that branch.
Yeah, he did, right?
And he might have been coasting long and could have had a fate similar to Bobby's, but that might have slowed him down enough to put him on the hill.
Yeah, ended up pretty parked along with Nico, actually.
Nico, just textbook there. Gosh, he's so close. I mean, that's a 650-foot hole.
Yeah.
That probably was at least a 500-foot drive.
Oh, he crushed it. Steve makes good. Make sure Nico doesn't get a stroke on him.
And that's a big putt.
It was, yeah.
I mean, it might not look that bad, but uphill, and there's usually some wind going on there. That's a pretty tough one.
Could easily roll out if you miss.
Yeah. Bobby didn't really roll that far,
That's
but
true.
it looked bad.
Yeah. That is.
Then right after this, I mean, you can't hear it, but Nico goes, God, Steve, why don't you just lay one up? Give us a chance.
Steve Rico doesn't lay up.
Steve Rico does not play him. Why would he?
Yeah.
He's going to make
Well, this is smart. He does play very smart golf.
very smart. Yeah.
So, Steve with that 3-stroke lead still, man?
Yeah, pretty solid. 4 holes left.
Mm-hmm. So we're on to hole 6 here. And what are we looking at?
This hole's chock full of OB. Everything left of the screen's OB, and you can see the little path that skinny part to the right is.
Mm-hmm.
You can see the CCDG sign. It's pretty deep in there, and it's pretty guarded by OB. And Rico plays a really safe sidearm, just thinking he can lay up for 3. Probably got a little bit more of a right skip than he wanted.
Uh-huh.
Nico says, "One of your legacy fans going to take one for the team?"
Nico with the commentary, man.
Steve laughed a bit when he heard that.
So is this basket short of the canal?
It's up on the pyramid.
Up on that pyramid right there?
You can see there in the distance.
Okay, sure. Yeah,
Now, Michael's kind of headed for that path, but I think he got across.
okay.
It's a really wishy-washy thing where you kind of just go for it thinking you're not going to land on the path unless you get really bad luck.
Yeah.
And this is one of the best shots of the whole final 9 right here.
Check right there.
Wow.
I will go ahead and spill the beans. Nico's throwing in of a turn there.
Really?
Yeah. Very nice. Heiser flip just straight. Couldn't have finished much smoother. If that thing flares at all to the left, he's out of bounds.
Yeah, absolutely.
It skips straight right up to the pin.
Yeah, beautiful shot. Bobby looking to match that. A little
This
bit.
actually seems like a textbook Bobby hole the way he throws.
Yeah,
nice,
you're right.
Low and smooth. But that ends up, let's just say, close to the path.
Yeah, short right.
Yeah.
Steve's second shot. Looking to get up and down, save his 3, but he's going to lose the stroke to Nico most likely, Ben.
Yeah, and this is the damage of flaring off hard to the right. He's actually got a pretty tough upshot. That tree was directly in the line.
Mm-hmm.
But he hyzered it pretty smooth down there and put himself up close.
Yeah, so is the path OB?
Path is OB, and Bobby ended up on the path.
Oh, man, that's unfortunate.
So he has to take relief back, and now he's laying up for bogey. I mean, you really can't run it. With all the branches surrounding the basket here, there's just no look from there.
Yeah, you can't even see the top of the basket from there. And there's OB behind the basket with that canal.
There's OB left and behind, yeah.
So Michael finished just short of pin high off to the right, but this is a really tough look, man.
He's really obstructed. It's kind of hard really to tell how much the branches are in the way, but wow, he gives it a run.
Sure did.
And he's also facing that OB, but gave it a bold run, and there's Nico just parked for birdie on one of the toughest holes.
That was a great drive.
Yeah. Very nice.
Bobby cleans up his 4.
Yep.
Michael and Steve are going to clean up 3s, but Nico did get a stroke on Steve.
Sure did, yeah. And now's the time to attack.
Mm-hmm.
When there's a 3-stroke deficit, 4 holes left, you got to get that as soon as you can.
Yep, got to start doing some work, which Nico just did right there. He's down by 2 now. And
Maybe
we're on
gain
to...
a little bit of momentum, too.
Yeah, exactly.
And now Michael's 1 stroke back at 3rd as well.
Oh, well. Kid is also doing some work.
So this is kind of deceiving. It looks like there's way more OB than there is. From the way this picture is set, yeah, it's that skinny, but once you get closer, you can tell the OB left is actually pretty hard to find, and the OB short is pretty narrow and only maybe 100 feet off the tee.
Yeah, it's
not
very,
even that.
it's very short. You got to shank them. Into that canal from there.
So there's quite a field, but the trick is getting through all the trees, and Nico does it beautifully, almost aces.
Wow.
And ends up safe.
That's the thing about this course. There are a lot of trees, and they're in your line a lot.
That's the thing. You know, I tell people when they first come, or they ask about Visalia, oh, this is one of the best parts too, right here. Steve's all set to go, and then whoop, whoop,
Sorry, bro.
someone's basket gets rolled down the hill. And he goes, hey, son, sorry, you know I love you, bro. Laughs. I don't laugh.
Awesome, dude. Oh, that's great. Rico needs to match Nico, and he's doing it.
Now he's throwing an outlaw here, I think, and that just ends up a little bit left.
It did, huh?
Yeah, it's the further basket, which Michael almost finds the shorter one here.
Oh, we did, didn't he?
His caddy goes, hey! That's what got him cracking up.
Nice. Looking at Bobby coming up 4th. So Nico's putting the pressure on Steve again.
Yeah, definitely. He's going to have a good look for birdie. He's taking a wider route and just ends up a little left. I think he's throwing a cannon there.
Okay. Michael's second shot, it's the further of the two baskets.
You can see the further if you look carefully. And here's a textbook West Side Harp line, if anyone's wondering how that thing flies.
Yeah, beautiful.
Oh, anyway, getting back to what I was saying about Visalia. You know, I just always say it doesn't look that daunting until you play it.
Mm-hmm.
And just seems like all the baskets are really put into smart placements that make for very difficult holes.
Yep, and these trees are grabby, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're not going to fight through a lot of them. So Steve for a 2 really needs this to keep his 2-stroke lead over Nico.
Yeah, and he's
Oh.
courting a new jump putt that he learned, and he was learning from Paul Ulibarri.
Yeah.
But that one just fades out a little early.
So it looked like Nico went a little bit longer than I thought, Ben.
Yeah, he got a pretty good skip. In
That's
fact,
just,
probably only 20 feet right of the OB.
yeah. And coming up below.
Just a little low, and Nico was not happy about that
No,
one.
he really needed that one. Could have brought that lead down to 1 for Steve.
Yeah.
But as it is, Steve's going to make that all day.
Okay.
There's Scotty. Caddying for Steve. I just saw him at the Coyote Classic.
Somebody yelled something about Steve's appearance there, like, man, that was a sexy putt. Steve goes, hey, man, you don't look so bad yourself.
Wow, man. Awesome. Everybody else dropping in some pars on that one. And Rico's lead, still 2. And what was that, 2 to go, Ben?
2 holes to go.
Mm-hmm. And Bobby only has 1 stroke over Michael. But
Yeah.
Nico's got second place locked up for sure if he doesn't get first. And we are on to hole 3, 400 feet. What's the word?
This one has a lot of tricky OB. You can kind of see the straight route going through all those red lines. It's really easy to fade out left and find either the path or the fence. Probably, if you hit the fence, you probably won't go through it.
Uh-huh.
But that path will get you.
Yeah, you can actually skid under this fence, though, if you're sliding.
Yeah, that could happen.
Yeah.
And also this gorge runs right to left and gets closer and closer to the basket.
Yeah, true.
When it finally gets to the basket, it's only maybe 30 feet right of it.
Mm-hmm.
So it ends up being a pretty narrow path to the end.
So it's like Nico has the box, throwing a hyzer flip, and that might have been his turn again.
That is his turn again. He's thrown it 3 holes in a row, each time differently, each time beautifully.
Wow.
This one finds the fence
OB?
and stays on the path.
Oh,
Not happy. I mean, how could you be?
yeah.
Such a great throw, really. You
Yeah,
know,
it was.
just to put yourself, you know, through all those trees, 400 feet, and miss, you know, the OB for the most part. I don't know. It was a great throw, but an unfortunate ending.
Yeah. So Steve looking to capitalize on Nico's error. Those
Now,
hyzer
Steve looks
flip.
like he's going for the same thing, but really, he ends up short enough that you think maybe he was going safe.
Gotcha. And-
Smart play. He
that
takes
should
a
be-
rival. He doesn't overdo it. He keeps it right there in the fairway.
Mm-hmm. That slow
Get his
speed
3.
stuff is easier to control.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, so now the best Nico can do is 3, and Rico's going to have minimum, what was it, 3 strokes? 2
Yeah.
strokes.
Yeah, if he has 2, he'll get 3
He has to. He'll get 3
after this
if,
hole. Most
if
likely.
Nico ends up with a bogey.
Yeah, if Nico can't make that putt from OB.
Yeah.
Bobby, up 4th. Throwing a hyzer flip, as Bobby does.
Hit that tree, and he does! Oh, boy. He was head straight for that gorge.
That was a nice kick right there. Looking at Bobby's second shot, hoping to get up and down, save his par. Hanging out a little left, but inbounds and has a putt.
I think at this point, he just needs to make sure he keeps that lead on Michael,
Mm-hmm.
because anything could happen on the last hole.
Yep. Yeah, the last hole's a doozy.
Yep.
And Michael, also looking to get up and down, save his par. And should be able to do that from there.
A little bit left, but I think he'll make that.
Mm-hmm. And Steve, also just looking to get up and down.
Oh, yeah. Good shot. Nice textbook layup.
Mm-hmm. And so it's going to be Nico with his 3rd stroke after an
That's how you take a meter, folks.
Yep, taking a meter in, 3 feet, literally.
Mm-hmm.
Nico really needs this one to entertain any kind of hope of beating Steve.
But, you know, it's in his range.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Probably not really thinking about the gorge.
Nah. Thinking about putting it in the bucket. Or not.
Just brutal. Yeah. Oh man, that's tough.
Yep, that's fucked. Michael for his par.
You know, I noticed he had to do kind of a staggered straddle, which is out of his comfort zone.
That was a little weird for him.
He could have put the left foot behind the spot, but otherwise he would have had to step out of bounds, and you can't do that.
Yep.
I wonder if that had some kind of effect.
Yeah, weird stances will do that. Bobby and Michael will both cart in pars, keeping their respective distance from each other.
Yep.
And Steve can make this. We'll get a stroke on Nico. Give him 3 going to the last hole then.
Yeah, and hole 3, despite all its OB, is relatively short. Should be able to just do a couple layups and coast to a win.
Mm-hmm.
This is a big A tier, for those who aren't familiar. It's been in Southern California and Visalia for a long time.
Yeah.
Always brings out some really good players. There's always good payout. Great tournament.
Macbeth's won this before.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
On
I don't know if he's won it.
Go back and watch it, guys.
I don't know if he's won it before. He's definitely played it before, though.
Pretty sure he won it.
Yeah.
I seem to remember a really good putt.
Yeah. I know Jim Oates beat him one year.
That's true.
Yeah.
That might have been the same one.
That was the interesting putt. Anyway, we're on to hole 9, 250 feet. OB. So this is an island green, Ben?
This is an island green. You see the path, or it's actually the road, and it's kind of all covered by a rock wall.
Okay.
On the island side and the close side.
So Steve is just a little layup here, Ben?
Rico just taking his icon clutch, laying it up to the rock wall. Should be able to just pitch up and get his 3.
Cool.
Smart play.
Mm-hmm. Michael's up next.
Now, a really popular aggressive line is to go wide with something like a Firebird and skip your way in.
Huh.
So Michael's taking, I forgot what it said right there.
Yeah, felon or something?
It takes this big skip up the rock wall, and somehow stays in.
It got in?
See a little smile, yeah.
Wow, super close.
The crowd loved it.
Huh? And Bobby needing to keep pace with Michael.
Bobby going similar. This might be like an enemy, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Ow! Very big skip, avoids the rock wall, nice and clean, and great shot.
Got some claps. Okay.
And Nico's sneaking ace here. He even announced it.
Yeah.
Says, I'm going to need an ace now.
Okay.
You know, even if Rico somehow manages to bogey and Nico aces, then they'll go to a playoff.
Okay.
But he has to ace.
Yeah.
Which he almost does.
Yeah.
But not quite. He's still parked for birdie.
Yeah, looks like a tap in 2.
So again, Rico just needs to lay up, get his 3. He'll coast to victory by 2 strokes.
Right on.
Except he doesn't.
What?
Oh, no. So now his next throw is going to be for 4, and all of a sudden he's looking at probably a 5. Nico makes his birdie, then they go to a playoff.
So this is going to be for the win then.
Yeah, if he makes it.
Good 60, 70 footer. What?
I guess I forgot he's Steve Rico.
Huge putt for the win, man.
That was pretty freaking incredible. I mean, to be right there in the middle of that energy. Rico's got so many fans in the area, and when he missed that upshot, people were just like, oh, wait, does that mean, you know, is he blowing it? Are they going to a playoff? Is Nico going to take it outright?
Wow.
I mean, I think most of us didn't know the exact score, but figured, okay, Rico can just lay this up and win, and all of a sudden, what happened? And then the vibe was such that everybody figured out real quick, once he made that, it was over.
Incredible. That's like the longest putt I've seen to win a tourney in a long time, Ben.
Yeah.
Like, ever, possibly.
He just walks it off. And, you know, eventually he does come back and sign the scorecard and everything. He's not, you know.
He just drops the mic and walks off.
Yeah, right. That was the mic drop of all of this golf.
Awesome. A nice 2 from Michael. And I believe Bobby got one too, right?
Yeah.
Along with Nico, which didn't really mean anything after what Steve did.
That's just hard, you know. And then I'm sure Nico's heart came up all of a sudden and then dropped when he made that.
Yeah. Wow, man.
That's just devastating.
Incredible.
So we got a little bonus footage. Here's Rico throwing a Steady Egg signature disc. For those who don't know what these are about, it's got Steady Egg's ashes in it.
Right on. That was TD, Chuck Woody.
Yeah.
In the blue shirt right there.
They're just giving him a chance to let it fly for everyone.
Uh-huh.
And there goes Steady Ed.
Yeah, nice, man. It flies. Like a
yeah.
lid.
Yeah, Yep.
Understable.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there were jokes of him trying to reach that basket at 300 feet away, but that'd be pretty all-time with a lid.
Yeah.
Here's the MCTP. So I forgot what the prize was, but yeah, now you see that white one that came in pretty late. It's pretty close.
Yeah.
And then here's the pros, and Steve kind of gets. Steve got a little block.
He got a little block. He did, didn't he? Nice.
Tough to say which one took that down. Now they had a little optional $5 contest. AJ narrates this one.
CTP throw off for.
There's Josh McCastle.
We've got $60.
Also a young
on the
up-and-comer
line.
that crushes.
We've got about
Sponsored by DGA.
327.
And his dad,
Great young player.
Jeffrey Castle.
Here they go.
Oh, yeah, it's Pops.
Yeah, he shoots great photography.
Yeah. I believe they have a Facebook page set up. Jeff Castle Photography, maybe Jeff Reed.
They have a shop too.
Come in.
I wish I could remember the name right now.
Big Heiser.
Oh, wow. Okay. They're at Fresno, right?
With
Yeah.
the runoff to the basket.
I mean, hot.
First,
Yeah, that too.
Fresno's known for being dry and hot.
Yes, it is.
Looks like Kyle's got the
One with the
extra two.
Hard Pan Classic every year, and there's Kyle Ekman just beating Nico.
That's a big payday.
Taking
there, folks.
$60.
Nice. Kyle's cool,
All right,
dude.
AJ's going to be
All right.
interviewing
caught up with Steve after
Rico,
tourney?
who just won the End of the Trail
Yeah, we'll let
Classic
AJ do the questions
2015
here.
in Visalia, California.
All right, so Steve, how'd you play this weekend?
I played pretty solid. You know, I had a solid first round, and the next two rounds are pretty average. But the first round I played really good. I hit some big jump putts out there that I haven't made a lot of jump putts in the last 3 or 4 months. So I kind of switched up my jump putt out there just to try something new and actually hit quite a few jump putts. So overall, I'm pretty happy with the way I played.
Nice. How many times have you come out to the End of the Trail Classic here in Visalia, California?
Since it started, I've been coming here. I missed last year due to an injury to my right arm, but that was the only year I missed. I'm glad to be back this year, and and play the way I did. I'm pretty happy.
And how many times have you won this tournament?
This is my first win. I've been knocking on the door for a while. I've made just about every final 9 here. I've been second, third, fourth, and then second again. But this one's pretty special to me. That last hole was very emotional, ups and downs and crazy swings that you can have in a 250-foot hole. There's a lot going on there.
So you said something about a new jump putt. Is that something that those guys on tour, the top 10 guys, should look out for coming into the USDGC here in a month?
I'm definitely going to be using it now. You'll see the style. It's a lot like Yuli's style. I talked with Yuli right before I got off the tour. He helped me work with it a little bit, gave me a couple tips with it. And, I said, what the heck, I'm going to use it this week and just try it out, and I hit quite a few jump putts this week. I was very surprised on how effective it is. And, it's going to be definitely another weapon I have.
So you said you had a good first round and then you kind of cruised to the victory. What was for the beginners at home, for maybe the beginning tournament players, what kind of mentality did you have on the long course on the second and third rounds? What was your mental game like?
Well, for me, I didn't get to practice the layouts really, so I kind of just walked up and saw the hole and then kind of just, played my percentages, played my shot, what I thought was the best. Try to stay out of trouble. I didn't want to try to go off for a big shot and throw it out of bounds, so I kept it pretty conservative and just played my style game, and it worked out.
Awesome. Well, congratulations. Do you have any people in particular that you want to thank for your success?
You're one of them for sure. The whole Legacy crew. They all give me so much support. Out here, and I've been on tour, and it's people think, oh, you're living the dream, and it's a grind. It's not just living the dream, and it's all what it's cracked up to be. It's work, and you got to go out there and grind it out, But I want to, thank my family, my Legacy family. my legacy family back home, my brother and Valencia, Freddie, who are putting in the work back at the warehouse. You know, Chuck, Woody, and the staff, Andy, you know, for what they've done this week. A shout out to DGA, you know, for being a title sponsor out here and making this event. It's a great event, you know. If all you people never played this event and you're watching this, you guys got to come out and really play this event. So just shout out to all you guys and thank you guys all so much.
Good job this weekend. Hopefully you can finish out the year strong. You know what, that jump putt shouldn't be too much of a problem.
Yeah, we have one really important one that you're actually going with me there.
Oh,
so,
yeah, that's right.
The U.S. Open, and you know, in a few weeks. So look out for that. I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of live coverage on that. But you know, it'll be another grind, one more grind. So thank you all for all the support.
Thank you, Steve.
Well, cool, guys. Thanks for watching. Ben, thanks for your hard work editing, filming.
Sure, my pleasure.
Yeah. And thanks, guys. And we'll catch you next one.
All right, hope to see you guys there.